is presented by Benjamina Mia Casino. Licensed real estate professional since 2008. License number S01669991 LLC. It's a lunch hour in Vegas, and we're on the dot with Dot and Mia here on PHLV Radio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to On the Dot, and we're airing at PHLV Radio right here at South Maryland Parkway, Las Vegas. And you can watch us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, etc., and the whole wide world. My name is Dorothy Tong. You can call me Dot. My partner Mia is on her way. She's right now missing in action. That's our title on one of the episodes here. But she will be Mia in action in a little bit. I think she's parking downstairs. I don't know. So our theme for today, our title for today is M&M at Winter Wonderland. M&M, not the candy, but I'm sure they're also sweet. Our guests for today, they sound sweet. So we'll see. M&M stands for, the first one is Michelle Merced. I hope I pronounced that right. She's the CEO and president of Neighborhood Housing Services of Southern Nevada. And the other M&M, so it could be like MM and MM, or M&M and M&M. Mark Matsuo, is that correct? Yes. He's the managing director of Asian Community Resource Coalition, a 501c3, and managing director of the ACRC. So here they are. Welcome to On the Dot. How do I call you? Michelle? Mitch?
You can call me Michelle.
Michelle. Yeah. And you are Mark.
You can call me anything you want.
Anything I want. All right. You know, I was just talking about that same phrase. You can call me anything you want on my ride coming to the studio with my Uber driver. And we were just talking about this physical body. That this physical body is not really who we are, but it's our meat suit. And we have a temporary name to the meat suit. So call me anything you want. So I will call you Mark. Is that okay?
That sounds good.
All right. Tell us a little bit about you. Who would like to go first? Michelle or Mark?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Ladies can go first.
Okay. Oh, ladies. Okay. Go ahead.
Michelle Merced, born in Chicago, raised in Los Angeles, and I've lived out here for about the last 30 years. And for the last almost 16 years, I've been the president CEO for Neighborhood Housing Services of Southern Nevada.
Neighborhood housing, is that, what is that actually? Neighborhood housing.
So Neighborhood Housing Services, also known as NHSSN, is a 501c3. Our vision is to build better neighborhoods block by block. And what we are real estate developers.
Okay.
And so we have about 250 plus units that are scattered across the valley that are dedicated to low to moderate income individuals or families. Most recently, we developed a 60-unit senior housing complex. And we are in the midst of rehabbing one of our 4-unit apartment complexes that's dedicated to veterans with disabilities.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then we create a pathway to home ownership as well, as we provide education, down payment assistance, counseling, and we've put thousands of people into home in the last 30 years.
You're better than Santa.
Sometimes, I would say.
Sometimes, more real than Santa, I should say. Yeah. Thank you for that, Miss Michelle. Mark, how about you?
Well, I don't know. I have to follow that. Oh, my gosh.
There's no competition, darling.
So I'm Mark Mansuo. I'm the managing director for the Asian Community Resource Coalition. We actually help the community in many, many ways with helping them with healthcare for getting on the Nevada Health Link Asian Affordable Care Act. So we help navigate. We don't. We are non-commission based, so we just assist people in any way they can to learn about insurance, what a deductible is, what out-of-pocket maximums are, and all that good stuff. We help people with immigration issues if they need help with immigration. We help feed people. We have a food pantry at our location. We help people with energy assistance, a notary. All of our services are free of charge.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow, another Santa, a real one. So how are you two connected?
So in my line of work, I can tell you I partner with about almost 30 to 40 different nonprofits locally here in town. And Mark is just what we would call the supportive services side.
All right.
And so while he focuses on the immigration and the healthcare, healthcare is also part of having good healthcare is having a good infrastructure for housing.
Oh, yes.
And so I don't remember when we met. It was probably, let's say, a year ago, about a year ago. And so it's just a good marriage because at this point in time, they focus on the supportive services and we just make sure that they have a safe place to call home. Which at the end of the day, if you think about it, creates a sustainable family. And then I know we're going to talk about Winter Wonderland, and so this is going to be the best marriage this coming Saturday.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about Winter Wonderland.
Wow. So Winter Wonderland came about. This is something that NHSSN does yearly. This is their 4th year, and we were lucky enough to be chosen to help with that. And we are very, very excited to feed 400 plus families. We've been raising all kinds of goodies. So for our Asian population, ramen, Spam, Vienna sausage, we've been getting all of that good stuff, as well as we have some staples for these people as well. And we're really excited, and we want to make sure that these families that are in need have a little bit of a better holiday.
Do you have a qualification for your beneficiary?
No.
It can be anyone.
Anybody.
Anybody can
It
go
is
there?
a first come, first serve. And I'll just add, we're excited that ACRC is part of the journey with us because Winter Wonderland was actually formed during the pandemic. We have what's called community building engagement. It's a committee of ours that does a lot of grassroots. This is a committee that's resident led.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, we weren't able to actually give back in the way that we usually do because we do about anywhere between 3 to 4 events a year. And as you know, everything was kind of shut down in 2020. And I think I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, my father passed away in 2020. And believe it or not, Winter Wonderland was formed because of him.
Oh, is that so?
I was on the treadmill running one morning, and I was watching some silly Disney movie. I think it was called Operation Hope, and my dad just spoke and said, "Hey, you've got to give back, and you've got to give back big." And the only event that we did do that year was a vaccination pod with the City of North Las Vegas firefighters. But this one really was a contactless food distribution. The first year was 100 people. We call it Winter Wonderland 4.0 because it's 4 years running, and now my committee is saying 400 people.
Wow.
But there's a lot of surprises. So the first year was Christmas trees. These past 2 years, a secret gift card. Secret gift card. This year is just another surprise. And we've got blankets. I know that I can tell you we've got rice, we got ham, we've got eggs, we got milk.
Where do you get your stuff?
So
your
right
resources?
now there's a couple of different ways, right? But we have raised enough money that we partnered with 3 Square. And
Three Square, yes.
what we're going to do is instead of actually getting it donated, we actually help build capacity, so we're buying it from 3 Square, and then we're giving it right back into the community.
Okay, so that's good. There's a perfect exchange, something like that. Yes, and you said earlier, Michelle, your dad said you got to make it big, give back and make it big. That reminds me of what the president of the University of the Philippines said in his address last October in New Jersey. He said, if you have to do something, do it big. Do the difficult thing, do the hard thing. Because if you're going to do the easy thing, anybody can do that. But if you do something big and hard and difficult, then you're pushing your own limitations. So I love what your dad said. And would you say that his words inspired you to do something big?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Even before he died?
Oh, even before he died.
Okay. That's good.
You know, the beauty about, and we're first generation, I'm first generation American. My parents came from the Philippines, immigrants, and it wasn't easy coming down to the United States. He comes from a family of 11. And unfortunately, during the pandemic, right before in 2019, October, he was hit with cancer.
Okay.
And so, you know, my sister and I were raised with, you celebrate every moment because you get only one time here on earth. And so time is precious. And so, yeah, if you're going to do it big. Why do it any other way?
Right, you know, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we also diminish the little things that we do.
100%.
It doesn't mean that way. It's just that for us who are tasked with bigness, with largeness, we are challenged with a vision that's bigger than ourselves, and you are also gifted with bigger skills, you know, and resources. That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Resources.
Yeah.
That's part of your name. So you who are gifted with so many resources, professional and personal skills and talents and knowledge, then it just makes sense that as you give, you receive. As you receive, you give. Right? How does bigness show up in your life too, Mark?
Well, you know, that's the funny thing. So I challenged my staff, and Michelle can, you know, acknowledge this as well. But when we first got on, they asked how many families can we serve, and one of my colleagues said, "Oh, maybe 100." And when they said, "Well, we want to do 400," and they were kind of shocked, and I said, "Let's do it." And they came back to me and they're like, "Are you serious? We're doing 400?" And I said, "Look, guys, I don't fail. I'm not failing at a challenge.
Yes.
I refuse to fail."
I love that. I don't fail. I refuse to fail.
And that's the mentality you have to have. And I always preach this too as well to our staff that, you know, there's a circle, and whatever you do and whatever you have is inside that circle. Anything that's outside of that circle is something that you want. But how do you get that? You can't just stay in your circle. You have to kind of push that circle out to get those things that you want that are outside that circle, inside that circle. So I said the only way to do it is actually to push yourself, to do that little uncomfortable things here and there to improve yourself and better yourself. So I really preach that to my staff, that we need to better ourselves. We need to push our limits so that we can all get better and we can all do more.
I love that. Do more. A friend of mine says her theme for the year, you know, we're so big on themes. She said, for 2024, she said, more in 2024. So that sounds like what you're doing, more in 2024. And 400, that's a good number for people to feed. So where is this taking place?
It's going to happen at Dondero Elementary. That is on Jones and Harmon. On December 16th.
I'm looking for the. There you go. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, and so it is first come first serve, and we're going to start at 8:00 sharp.
Oh, not 7 a.m. Okay.
No, 8 a.m. sharp. Right?
I don't even know.
I believe it's 8 a.m. sharp.
8 a.m. Well,
we'll have a lot of surprises.
I know I'll be there probably around 4:30 in the morning.
So will I.
Organizers are always early.
Yeah, we've got a lot of volunteers that are coming. So, and then we were blessed this year. With the help of Credit One Bank, we were able to solidify a partnership with the Golden Knights Foundation. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So Chance, what is it, Chance?
I don't know, what is he?
I think he's a
kind of
dinosaur.
He's kind of a
Is he a
dinosaur.
rapper or what?
No,
Is he a-
I wish it was Chance. He's
The mascot.
The mascot for the Golden
Okay.
Knights is going to be out there with a couple of cheerleaders.
All right.
And mind you, Winter Wonderland, even though it is a food distribution, we've got a lot of our teams that are dressing up. They go. I've got Elsa and Anna just waving their hand. I've got a couple of different Filipino Santas and elves, and so it's really a great way to just give back joy and food.
Yeah. Is this primarily for the Asian community?
I think that the intention is definitely there. If there's one thing that, at least for me, when we unpack who we serve, one of the largest populations here in Las Vegas is Asians.
Yes.
But it is an untapped market. And culturally, I'm going to speak just for Filipinos, nahiya. And at this point in time, I'm going to tell you, do not be embarrassed. Nobody's sitting there saying, can I get your income or how many people are in your household? If we say how many people are in your household, really all we're doing is collecting as little data so that we can do all this great work again. So there is no requirement. The requirement is first come, first serve.
That's
so
all. Yes.
be there as early as you can, because I can tell you folks start lining up as early as 6 o'clock in
5
the morning.
a.m.
Yeah.
And how do you disseminate your information?
Wow.
Yeah,
So I can
like
tell you,
for
my
400
team's only
people-
less than 4. I only have a team of 14.
So for 400 people, how do you tell the world about this? At least, the 400 people that you want to serve.
On this awesome radio station.
Yeah.
All right, yes.
So this is one platform, and then the people that we serve, so who lives in our apartment complexes,
Word of mouth.
and
yeah.
then and our partners,
And our partners. Yeah. So
definitely
we
help out.
we deal with a church group called The Gathering. Who's
The
actually
Gathering.
who's actually been pushing, giving us a lot of donations as well for this event. So they have 20 small churches that are part of their congregations from all denominations. So all of those people hopefully will show up as well to get food. We're advertising on social media like crazy. I love this radio program, so this is great. Thank Mia and you, Dot, for
Thank
having us
you.
on. Yeah.
It sounds like we're partners.
Yeah.
Like we're media partners. But you see, this is one of the things I'm curious about, the giving for 400 people. How do you manage all that? I know how it feels like to give to 100 probably, or 50, and I've seen how they do it at 3 Square and somewhere else. But the system that you have there, how does it work? I mean, in just layman's term.
I'm trying to figure out how to say it in the easiest terms.
They come through
So literally, again, it's
entrance
just,
right, exit
exactly.
left.
So I can tell you, folks are going to be there really early. I encourage people to come early, get in line, because it really was initiated contactless. And so the food's right in the middle of the parking lot at the school. Volunteers are standing by at each of the crate. And as the cars pass by, they pop their trunk, we put in the food, and they just keep on going.
right.
And so during that time, you're going to see my staff and Mark's staff just kind of going crazy. There's going to be a DJ. I can tell you, I've sung on the...
So nobody can stick around and have fun.
Look, we're taking walk-ups are welcome. Drive-up is welcome. If they want to stay and hang out, by all means,
They can do
we
that.
encourage.
Oh, yeah.
So that way they can learn about what we do as an organization and what ACRC does as well. Oh, and then we do have another partner that's going to be there. It's at the end, which is ACDC, and they're going to be providing vaccinations, be
Okay.
it flu or for COVID, but that is available as well.
Like, do you have a list of people you want to call, you want to announce who are helping you? Your partners, do you have that?
Oh,
Oh,
I can tell you,
I
I've
can-
got NeighborWorks America.
Okay,
Credit,
go ahead. Take your...
NeighborWorks America, Credit One Bank, Red Panda. I got ACDC. I got ACRC, Penn Foundation. I mean, it really does take a village to make something like this
Oh,
happen.
yes.
APWA, which is American Public Works Association, which is a conglomerate of engineers. everybody and anybody in the last 4 years has really shifted to really, like you said, do more.
Do more, yeah.
And, we appreciate it because, again, like I said, we're only 14, I think we are 13 employees. Food is not our main source. It's housing. But part of housing and the success of let's just say, a sustainable human being is healthcare and food.
And money.
Yeah, and money. And we have more partners that, Michelle doesn't know about because they're more on our side. But,
Go ahead. Do you
the
want to-
Ninth Island Aunties,
Yes.
Ninth Island Culture Club, Las Vegas Hawaiian Civic Club, Las Vegas Nahula Halia, the Las Vegas Okinawan Club, to Glenn Alex Foundation, even Erica Mosca, our assemblywoman, has contributed to us as well. So, a lot of different organizations that we're partnering with as well that has contributed in whatever way they could. So we really appreciate all the assistance and really it's a community coming together.
I love it.
And really helping the rest of the community that needs the
I
help.
love that.
Yeah.
I love that. It takes also a smooth, an excellent system to make everything smooth, and running and perfect in outcome. So, if you started at 7 a.m., what time do you end?
In the past, it's been probably about 2 to 3 hours. So if it starts, just say at 7. I want to say by at least 11 o'clock, but I will say each year it gets bigger and bigger. So I don't know what it's going to be. I mean, last year we ended around 10:30. Just add another 100 people. It's going to be maybe 11:30, 12 o'clock.
So is that like one person or one car gets everything?
Yep. So they get a ham, they get rice, they get eggs, they get celery. Pretty much what we said was, what do we do to create a holiday basket, right?
Holiday
and then
basket.
with the help of Mark,
they're gonna get bonuses. Let me tell you, because there's also blankets. We have approximately about 8,600 items also to give out. So, if you have 400 families, that's 200 items per family.
Okay.
It's quite
Wow,
a bit
that's-
more. So,
All right,
yeah.
that's really big,
It's
and I love
huge.
it. I love
Plus
it.
a
It's
blanket.
big. The
Plus
blanket.
the blanket.
Yes.
Plus a blanket.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take a short break, and then we'll be back with more things to talk about, like the cards that somebody pulled for us to talk about. She pulled it last week. So we'll be back with a word from our sponsor. Don't go away.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Welcome back to On the Dot. Here with Dot and Mia, and here's Mia. Hi, Mia.
Hi everyone! Welcome to On the Dot. I'm here. I'm back.
No longer missing in action.
No more.
Mia in action
I'm
now.
here.
Mia,
I made
please.
it.
Yeah. So Mia, take it away for UPAN.
Yes, this program is brought to you by the University of the Philippines Alumni Association of Nevada in cooperation with PHLV Radio. Tapos na ba? Tapos na yung ad ko eh. Oh.
Tapos na.
Tapos
I'll
na.
add more. But you want to announce our new, the additional officers? for
Yes,
UPAN?
we
'Cause
have,
that one is an old.
Yes, we're gonna change
UPAN
that.
poster.
So we have a new secretary and a new vice president, Mr. Abraham Velasco and Miss Jean Mitzel Sayet. And,
Mizell,
Maizel ba? Hindi Mitzel?
I think so. Mizell, I don't know.
Yan
And
na
a new
naman.
auditor.
And a new auditor,
Yes.
Mr. Art Javier.
Yes.
And 2 new board members, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Francis C. and Dr. Romualdo Aragon Jr.
Ayan.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Napaka-important.
Yes.
So Mia, how did you know, how are you connected with Mark and Michelle? Or Mark, how do you know each other?
Michelle, I've met through NAFA. Diba? Yeah, through NAFA and through our friends Anna and sila Katrina Ojeda. Yeah. Si Mark was introduced to me by Denise.
Yes.
Yeah, by Denise.
He mentioned your Hawaiian group.
Yes, Nahula. Denise
Yes.
and I danced for Nahula.
Are you not a
Aloha,
dancer,
yeah.
Mark?
Oh, no.
So what
No
do you do
dancing.
aside from what you're doing? Michelle sings, and do
Yeah.
you
No.
write?
Michelle sings?
Yes,
I
she's
do.
a singer.
You do? Nice.
Yes. No, I have no talents like that.
Like poetry, whatever.
No.
Any martial arts.
No, I used to do coffee. How's that? No.
What do you mean by you used to do coffee?
I had a coffee business for 11 years prior to that. Yeah, so.
Okay, all right. So coffee. So Mia, yes, we did talk about the event, Winter Wonderland. By the way, why is it Winter Wonderland?
Oh, that was made up by my committee. I just said, mind you, the idea was formed again on a treadmill, and it happened right after Thanksgiving, and we only had 3 weeks to prepare for the give back. And so through this committee, I said, I don't really care what you guys call it. I just want to make sure that we do it big and we
Okay.
give back. And so they call it Winter Wonderland.
So that's the name for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years. Winter Wonderland. Okay.
I'm curious though. I read on the flyer it's a drive-through,
It is.
so people don't have to come down and.
They don't.
Oh.
They just have to pop their trunk, and they get as food. The cool thing is when, so for example, when one, just say a van rolls up, and they say, hey, we're here for not myself, but for another family. Sometimes there's 2 people in two households. And so what we'll say is, okay, that's fine. And then we give 2 hams, 2 rice,
Oh,
two
that's
of
nice.
everything.
Because I'm thinking of doing the same because of rolling down your way on the 16th, because we have a neighbors, they don't go out anymore because
Right,
they're
right,
seniors,
yeah.
and they have a son who's he has a disability
Mm-hmm.
and allergic to the world. So I'm thinking of getting something for them.
I
So
used to
we'll
do
see.
it too. It's a great
Yeah.
way for me. I gave it to 2 of our neighbors,
Yes.
also matanda.
Yes,
They
yes.
just didn't want to leave the house.
Right,
So,
and
yeah.
most seniors don't drive too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can do that. That's a good thing to do, you know. And I was just relating to them how she mentioned something about do it big, and how President Angelo Jimenez challenged us to do
Right.
it big. Yeah. So for today, our card is adversity. Kuya Yo, please show adversity. That's how it looks like. You want to read that, Michelle?
Yes. Adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn.
How does that speak to you?
Well, you talked about failing earlier, and I made a note of it. I'm a big believer of failing. And the only reason is I call it failing successfully, because if you don't fail, then how do you learn? And I always make room for my staff to fail to a certain degree. We don't like it. I know it doesn't feel good at times. And even for me, as I'm a perfectionist. But, I have 3 kids. I'm not a perfect parent. I was raised with very strict Filipinos who kept telling me, "You're not American, you're Filipino." And I kept thinking, but I was born in Chicago. I'm very confused. But culturally, I'm so thankful that my parents kept those, the Filipino culture instilled within myself and my sister. And I come from a very blended family, as we discussed. So adversity, my family is the epitome of adversity. My husband's
that
Puerto
so?
Rican, my ex-husband's Filipino. It is a big melting pot of adversity.
Is that so? Okay.
But through adversity, you learn. And you have to be able to accept different cultures. And God, and I wish we would continue to be able to be open to that, because then I think people would be more kind.
Yeah, yeah. Which brings us to what you said, Mark, earlier, that there's no failure. Because even if we fail, in the end, we learn something from it, and then it's a success. So it's like, is that an oxymoron, a paradox, whatever they call that? Yeah. So
Yes.
how is it for you, Mia or Mark? Adversity.
Well, for me, my attitude is the refuse to fail attitude, right? It's not so much that I've not failed. Believe me, I have.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone has, right? And exactly what you're saying, Dot. As long as you can learn from that and learn something about it to make you not do the same mistake again. And I'm a true believer in that. And I really think that, what Michelle said is very true, right? You learn from your failures. You have to have failures to learn. But you also have to have a mindset that you're going to do your best, no matter what it takes, to get through and do whatever you can to make it work, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. It's okay to make mistakes while growing up. That's what my coach said.
Yes.
Yeah. But for me, yeah.
With adversity, I think it's an opportunity for you to make it right.
An opportunity for you to make it right. I love that. Oh. Teka. If you have a school and you're focused on adversity, would it be Adversity of the Philippines?
The University of Adversity.
UAP,
And we'll be
University of
alumni.
Adversity. Adversity of the Philippines Alumni Association. Oh my goodness. It says here, so I'm reading from The Soul's Journey by James Van Praagh. The cards came from here. So it says here, no one ever said life was going to be easy. Obstacles are presented to you so that you may overcome them, and believe that you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. So my caveat here is, when we believe in ourselves, we believe in God in us, or us in God, if you believe in God, There's no separation from the small self and the big self. And then it says, confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity. Ooh. And then the next hurdle won't seem as daunting. Ooh. That's why you ranged from 100 to 400 people to serve, because you hurdle without any difficulty. And you said, Mia, opportunity. It says here, adversity is an opportunity for you to reach out to your soul family. Soul family. You are not alone in this time of challenge. If you need help, others are waiting to offer assistance, which goes back to what you're doing. Yes. So anybody who's in need of food and blankets, this is opportunity for you to reach out for assistance, because here we are. Here's this group offering assistance. Isn't that the perfect card?
Yeah. Awesome.
It's a perfect word for what you're doing. And then this test may also come into your life to teach you to receive rather than just to give. So it works both ways now, giving and receiving. How perfect is our card? Yeah, no, we're always perfect. No? Grabe.
Sige, I'll claim that.
Yeah. Okay. So, from adversity, we move on to perseverance. That's the next card. So I'll have Mark read perseverance. What does that say? Can you read that?
Perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Absolutely. So
aside from this project, Mark, what do you have set your mind to? What else?
To make ACRC grow enough to sustain us for years going on. Our vision from our founder, who has passed away in 2021, and I said it to myself, and my wife kind of questions me sometimes, like, why are you doing this? Why do you put so much effort and time in? But I think she works in the service industry. She doesn't really understand when you help someone and that person comes back to you and is so grateful. The reward for that feeling is more than any dollar amount you can put to. And that's why I do what I do, why I love to do what I do. And our staff is very similar in that aspect. So, yeah. And we've gone through 2 years now without her, 2.5, almost 3. And
Without who?
without our founder, Emily.
Without your founder.
Yeah, Emily Higby, and now we're setting our own path, and we're gonna go. We're gonna keep on going,
Amazing.
keep
no?
her legacy going.
That's perseverance for
Yes.
you. What about you, Mia?
Yeah, because I've been told by so many people, you have so many organizations, aren't you spreading yourself too thin? Because I belong to NAFA, I belong to UPAN, and they say you don't get anything out of it. You don't get monetary rewards. I said, no, it's the fulfillment you get out of volunteering.
Oh,
It's
yes.
different, yeah.
And probably in the end, it's not even about getting.
Right.
It's about giving at this point. I read somewhere that it's the ego wants to get the limelight, get the credits, get something for something. But at this point, it's giving.
Yeah, it's the reward. Yeah, it's a
Yes.
fulfillment that you get
Yeah,
inside.
yeah. Like you said, Mark, it's
Yeah.
not about the dollars. Although the dollars would be good. or
dollars always
euros.
It's
help.
a cherry on top.
Why not? I'm open to receive. Aren't we open to receive? We need
Yes.
money
Oh yeah.
so we can move our resources, right?
Correct.
Right, Michelle?
Oh,
Yes.
100%.
100%. How does perseverance show up for you?
This is my ticket to heaven.
Oh.
So
Wow.
I can tell you I had a calling way before I started with the organization. And again, I've been blessed with some really good parents. And like I said, my father, he had 11 brothers and sisters. And every single time one would come from the Philippines to go visit California, we would do this same song and dance, Universal Studios, Disneyland, Redondo Beach, and we always ended in Hollywood Boulevard. But Hollywood Boulevard in the 80s was not pretty. I don't know if
Yeah.
you remember, but it had a lot of kind of the same problems that we have today. A lot of homeless people.
Oh, okay.
And as a very young, impressionable girl, I see homeless people going through the trash. And so ever since I was a kid, I used to put money in the trash. I still put money in the trash. My husband yells at me all the time. But perseverance is just taking it a step further. And for me, it's not even, it doesn't feel like work anymore. I don't know if it's like for you, Mark, but for me, and for you too, Mia, it doesn't feel like work.
No.
This is just my part in living on this great world that I was gifted. And look, I've got kids, and so I have to lead by example because unfortunately the youth, they just keep getting worse.
The youth?
The youth just continue. Well, giving back it's not the way that it used to be. And for the youth, it's a little bit different, especially now that we have internet and we have social media. So to keep them grounded, to keep myself grounded, I will tell you, I have to continue to persevere. And I have a 24-year-old boy. And I call him a boy because he's still at home. And so the cool thing is through my perseverance, today it's, hey, Mom, when are we going to go, when are we doing Winter Wonderland? Where before it was, I don't want to do anything. I just want to stay home. And now my girls are starting to want to be part of it.
People change.
And they're learning community. And they're
Yes.
learning to speak up. I mean, it's
Yes.
very important for me to be that leader, not only in the community, but at home. Because again, culturally, Filipinos don't speak up. And I need my kids to learn, you have a voice, you have a platform.
Yes.
Persevere.
Oh, Mia, do you remember the topic we had a couple of years ago? I think Speak Up, Anak.
Yes, yeah.
At
The
Dr.
book.
Abby Hamilton.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. did you read that?
No, but I love that. Speak up enough.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it's the same thing that you mentioned. Hiya and huwag sumagot sa nakakatanda. You know, don't
Just be
speak
quiet.
Up. Yeah, just be quiet. I don't know. Are you
Yeah.
Filipino, Mark?
I am not. I'm actually Japanese, fourth generation
Okay.
from Hawaii.
Right.
But
So I don't know
same.
if you have that culture.
It's the same. I think it's a AAPI thing. You know, we're told to
Right.
keep your head down.
Yep.
Don't cause problems. You know, just go with the flow. But you know, going with the flow has gotten us stepped on. That's all. Passed by. We need to start stepping up and speaking up. Otherwise, we're left behind.
Look, it's election season next
Yeah,
year.
that's right. That's right.
Speak up.
Yeah.
Speak up. Speak up, anak.
Yeah.
Mga anak. Diba, Mia? Are you
Yeah.
still in the shy and don't huwag sumagot sa nakakatanda na kind of mode?
No.
Or were you ever raised in that kind of thing?
Well, I was raised to be respectful, but to speak my mind also. And that's how my kids are too. They're respectful, but they speak their mind.
Right.
Oh, I wanted to point out also, being Filipinos, you know, being presented with, you know, food drives like these, diba? Some of our Filipino countrymen are, you know, they have pride. They don't want to go
That's
to,
what you're
diba?
saying.
Na-mention na ba?
Yeah, but go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
diba?
called it hiya,
Yeah.
and the other word for that is pride, actually. Yes.
Right, yeah. So they don't want to go through these food drives.
yeah.
So I think it's important to say na just because you go to these food drives doesn't mean you don't have money, diba? It's just a way of, you know, elevating your Christmas, diba?
Yes.
Helping out.
All
So
right.
it doesn't mean
True.
And
even
even
if you
with
don't
the-
have money,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
okay.
even with the extra food, you know what
Right,
that means? Then
yeah.
you could just invite more people.
yes, and
To
buy
enjoy
extra
the festivities.
gifts, diba?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, extend, expand, share. That's right. Yeah.
Well, actually, it's funny because I've actually told that to a lot of the people. You know, a lot of the
Right.
AAPI are very, I guess, too much pride. They don't want to go through it.
Right.
But you know what? Everyone has their time when they're down and out.
Yes,
Everyone
true.
has their time when there are challenges. You know, this is not something that you're going to every week and picking up. This is a one time during the holidays. Let us help you make that holiday a little bit easier for you.
Oh,
That's
I
all
love
we hear
that.
about, right?
And not only that, though, I mean, even if you do it every weekend, so what?
Yeah.
If you're in that position and
Yes.
you're truly of need,
Right.
go get the help.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been blessed to have this platform that there are services
Yeah.
that help. Why not take advantage of it?
And that's part of perseverance.
Yes.
If you're in adversity at the moment, you have no money, you have no clothes, no home, no work, persevere. I mean, just keep reaching out, looking for resources, looking for help, asking and receiving help, asking for help and receiving help. Yeah, nice, Mia.
In fact, there's one of our members, Julie Antaramori. That's what she does.
Oh,
She
yeah,
goes
Julianne,
to
yes.
she goes to pantries and just give them out to whoever needs it. Right?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
And I really want to encourage any of your listeners to if they're here and they know people that need help
Right.
and they know they can't get to it, come down for them, help them, help them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, announce again the place
Yes.
and the date, December 16th.
This coming Saturday.
Oh,
and
it's this Saturday.
It's this Saturday, the 16th. Come again, first come, first serve at Dondero Elementary School.
Yeah, I hope we can flash that on screen. And it's at 7 a.m. The flyer says. You say it's 8 a.m., but you'll be there for 2 to 3 hours, right?
We'll be there until the food
For
runs
as
out.
long
Yeah.
supply lasts.
Yeah, while
yes.
supplies last.
Yeah,
And these are
perfect.
new blankets, right?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
used blankets.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Right.
No, you don't want to give something
Yeah,
torn.
not
and,
anymore. I mean,
like,
there are places that will
Right,
take
right.
gently used, but since we're giving this out to the community, these are all brand new, you know,
clean. Yeah.
still in the package.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, and
Yes.
we've got dinner rolls. Officially,
Oh,
dinner rolls have
nice.
rolled in the last couple of days to kind of complete this holiday basket. So
There it is. Yeah,
They
we have it on
rolled in.
screen. Winter Wonderland. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So I want to read that while you're looking at that. So the thing here that says perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Sounds like you, Mark. Okay. So you are the only one who knows the correct path to take. Your intuition is your compass. Compass Realty? You have the
Plugging
power.
and plugging.
You have the power to stay the course, and you're stronger and more determined than you might think first. You are stronger and more determined. And in order to experience many successes in life, you must mature and realize the strength within yourself and the quality of inner courage. So I'm just thinking, at the moment we are on the giving side. And at the moment, the 400 people are on the receiving side. But they're also experiencing perseverance. They're also finding the courage within themselves to step out of hiya or pride and receive help. Isn't that?
Yeah.
It's symbiotic, something like that. No? So another thing is, it is natural for us in this human school, I like that, human school, to shy away from what we believe to be difficult because we concern ourselves with how others will perceive us. Ayan ang hiya. We are afraid of failure. Ayan ang failure.
Yes.
Bakit ba perfect? Why is our card
Right,
always perfect? We're afraid of failure, ridicule, or coming up short. So now is the time to make the proper changes and take risks and do things you never thought you could before. Your soul must learn to become aware of its inner strength. Live the joyfulness your soul yearns for and engage in activities you have always wanted to try but were afraid you'd fail at. Your soul would not yearn for something that you could not accomplish. You have the strength and fortitude to be capable of greatness. Wow, that's an encouragement for you.
Oh, yeah.
You have the fortitude. Wow, awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
What say you?
Awesome.
What do you think of that?
I love it. Like, honestly, if you can't put one foot in front of the other, you've already failed, right?
Yeah.
You don't try, you're failed. You failed already.
Yeah.
So there's no such thing as failure if you try, to me.
No such thing as failure. So Mia, do you have a quote for us?
Yes.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, while you're giving the quote, I'm going to ask them
For the
to
card,
choose.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sige.
Go ahead, Mia.
The quote is from Khalil Gibran. You give but little when you give off your possessions. Ayan, nabulol tuloy ako. It is when you give off yourself that you truly give.
It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. Ay, perfect.
Yun.
Wow. How much of yourself do you give, Mark? 100%?
100%. You know what? That was something my father taught me, that, if you're going to do something, do it all the way.
Yeah.
Don't just do it just for show. You need to do the best you can, whether someone's watching or not. And yeah, so.
Yeah, that's a good point that you're raising there, because we are also criticized as Filipinos to have ningas kogon, good starters.
Yeah.
We start and then we don't finish, but I want to get out of that kind of mindset.
I have never heard that.
Yeah,
Ningas
Ningas
kogon.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It
Yeah.
is, but a lot of people
Good
are.
thing you haven't heard of.
Yeah. I'm usually the one like, why aren't you finishing what you already started?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's
right.
interesting.
It's called ningas kogon.
Ningas.
Right.
See, I see the opposite of Filipinos. It's like, stop giving. Because at what point do you just give so much that you forget about taking care of yourself?
Yep.
That's what I see that's what I'm very proud of in my Filipino culture is so
Giving.
much giving.
It's
like,
more-
tama na, stop.
Ningas Kogon is more of a task. You start something and you don't
finish it.
You don't finish it.
Oh, there it
Task.
is.
Like a procrastinator.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. There
Or
it
you
is.
you're just good in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to read that, Michelle?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ningas kugon is a pattern of behaviors demonstrated by people who work on a project or challenge with the zest and enthusiasm, but never get to finish what they started. after an enthusiastic beginning, they disappear upon reaching the first obstacle. Now, it's interesting because it says, it says, with the zest and enthusiasm, but never, is it because they never get to finish, or is it just lackadaisical?
It's just
Probably
yeah,
both, yeah.
it's just in the beginning. You know, it's just an idea, and then just there's no follow through. Something like that.
I would be
Follow
like,
through.
equals my husband.
Is it Filipino?
No, he's the other P. He's Puerto Rican. And literally, I'm like, that sounds like my husband.
Mark, you want to read the second line, the second paragraph here? Yeah,
Or that's Japanese.
because your word, your country is mentioned.
Where's
Do you want to read that? Ningas Kogon. Yeah.
Nina Sugin
Oh, you have
Yeah.
that
is
too.
a Filipino metaphor often used to describe the negative traits of an over-enthusiastic quitter.
Quitter.
Wow.
The Nina slogan is not only practiced by Filipinos, most people have started something with full enthusiasm but never get it finished. Japan, for example, has Mika
Oh,
Bozo.
what is that?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would
Are you
think
familiar
Japanese
with
would
that?
be more disciplined, right? And finish what they start. Right? I didn't-
Maybe, but you know, if you ask a Japanese person if I'm Japanese, they say no, because I'm fourth generation, so I don't speak the language. I'm very Americanized. Yeah.
I am too. Sometimes they say I'm not Filipino enough, but my parents remind me, "Go, you're not even American, you're Filipino." And again, scratch my head. I was born in Chicago.
Yeah. What is it really that makes you a Filipino or Japanese, and where does the lines blur? You know, when you have embraced your new motherland. Is that a word? Motherland. And of course, you imbibe the culture of your new place, right? Yeah. So I would say just take what works and leave what doesn't. So
Right.
if Ningas Kogon doesn't work for you, then leave it alone, right?
Yeah.
If finishing through is good for you, then do it. Giving, like you said, Mia, 100%. You give of yourself 100%. No holding back.
Yep.
It's like love. You don't just love
Yeah.
a little,
Right.
and then forget the rest. You know. Yeah. And what cards did you pick, Michelle?
Am I supposed to read it?
Yes, please.
I don't like them. I'm just kidding. There's two. One of them is guilt.
Yes.
I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth.
And the other one is
I love this one.
yes.
Freedom.
Yes.
I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Amen to that.
Yes. So the cards are actually like kind of opposites, kind of
Yes.
polarized. So like today is adversity, and at the end of that is perseverance, success. You know, failure and success. They're like opposites, but they come from. They seem opposites, but they're actually of the same energy. Only the other one is negative, the other one sounds positive. So then the other one is guilt and freedom. We're going to talk about that next week. And we don't know yet who our guest will be. Do we know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah?
just a scheduling.
Okay. All right. So, and now we're coming to a close. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience, Mark, Michelle? M&M?
No, I just more than anything, I want to say, please come out if you know someone that's in need. Please, if they can't make it, help them.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll echo
Michelle.
Mark. For sure, definitely this coming Saturday, come. Don't be embarrassed. We are in a judge-free zone.
Like that.
And
Judge-free.
we are here to help all humans. Doesn't matter. And, to learn a little bit about what both our organizations do, for me, definitely visit our website at www.mynhssn.org. We've got additional housing that's coming up on next year, which is really great. And I know that Mia knows that I'm very passionate about housing.
Yes.
We have I always tell my elected officials, we had a pandemic way before COVID hit. And it's the lack of affordable housing.
That's the pandemic.
That's the pandemic, because in order for anybody to get better, be it an ailment of any illness, you have to have a safe place to call home and rest your head.
So true.
And so I can tell you next year we're doing it again, Winter Wonderland 5.0.
500.
500. I have no idea what these people are thinking, but I am there to put on my Santa outfit and celebrate life.
Yes.
And then we have our gala next year. So a couple things. We have a homeownership fair coming up in June to celebrate Homeownership Month, and we don't know yet where our gala is going to be at, but we do it every other year. So Home is Where the Heart Is gala will return 2.0 next year.
You memorize the numbers.
Yeah, after being there for almost 16 years.
All right. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so thank you so much, Mia. Any parting words?
We'll be there.
You will
Para hindi na sila
sa-
mahiya. Sa Winter Wonderland.
So Winter Wonderland, you'll be there 7 or 8 a.m. Yeah.
Mga 8.
Awesome.
And we encourage, if you have kids,
Yeah.
bring the kids.
Yep.
So they get to experience.
So they can see it,
Yeah.
and my thing is they see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes a difference.
They experience it sensorially, like all of these.
Yep.
They hear, they see, they smell, and they get to touch stuff. Yeah. So this is our Winter Wonderland.
It is.
Thank you
Yes,
for being
thank
here,
you.
M&M.
Thank you for having us, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have you guys here. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
making everybody's more Merry Christmas.
Yes. Yes.
Maligayang Pasko.
Maligayang
Maligayang Pasko. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone
Thank
for
you.
saying see you next week.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.